Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be looking at the top 10 popular books this week on STORYGRAPH, and I'm going to be saying whether or not I've heard of them, whether or not I know what they're about, and I'm going to be reading their summary and deciding whether or not I would want to read them. So let's get into it. So the first book, the most popular this week, was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have heard of this one and I believe it's sapphic, which bonus points. I have read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid and I loved it. I know people have complaints about TJR. People say she's problematic. I haven't looked into it. I haven't read anything by her since I read The Seven Husbands, which was a long time ago, but her problematic thing, so that's why I haven't picked up this book. But it is actually on my list. I actually do think I want the book. I'll need to do a little more research, but I think it sounds interesting. I haven't read the blurb, so I'll read the blurb and then we'll make our final decision. Joan Goodwin has been obsessed with the stars for as long as she can remember. Thoughtful and reserved, Joan is content with her life as a professor of physics and astronomy at Rice University and as aunt to her precocious niece, Frances. That is, until she comes across an advertisement seeking the first women scientists to join NASA's space shuttle program. Suddenly, Joan burns to be one of the few people to go to space. Selected from a pool of thousands of applicants in the summer of 1980, Joan begins training at Houston's Johnson Space Center alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates, Top Gun pilot Hank Redmond and scientist John Griffin, who are kind and easygoing even when the stakes are highest, mission specialist Lydia Danes, who has worked too hard to play nice, warm-hearted Donna Fitzgerald, who is navigating her own secrets, and Vanessa Ford, the magnetic and mysterious aeronautical engineer who can fix any engine and fly any plane. As the new astronauts become unlikely friends and prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she never imagined. In this new light, Joan begins to question everything she thinks she knows about her place in the observable universe. Then, in December of 1984, on mission STS-LR9, everything changes in an instant. Okay, the blurb sounded incredible, actually, and I think I may need to pick it up. I didn't realize it was historical. I thought it was set in modern day, which I guess it makes sense it would be historical considering the author, but now I'm actually kind of hyped. I love historical fiction, and it is, in fact, LGBTQ. I see it as one of the tags, so I actually think I might pick it up. I might read it. If anyone's read it, let me know. It sounds good. We'll see. The next book it has as number 2 popular this week is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I have never read Emily Henry, and I never will. This is not an attack to Emily Henry. This is nothing negative about her. It has nothing to do with her. It's all to do with me and the fact that I don't really like contemporary romance. It's not my thing, especially when it's straight. I don't read it. I know I don't enjoy it. So that's why I already know the answer is going to be no, but we will read the summary just to see. This book is crazy popular, so of course I've heard lots about it, but I actually don't know exactly what it's about. I believe it's 2 authors that are competing, but I'm not entirely sure. That might be a different Emily Henry book, so let me see. Alice Scott is an eternal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. So yes, it is about 2 authors. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud, and they're both on bonny little Crescent Island for the same reason, to write the biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet with the octogenarian who claims to be the Margaret Ives, tragic heiress, former tabloid princess, and daughter of one of the most storied and scandalous families of the 20th century. When Margaret invites them both for a 1-month trial period, after which she'll choose the person who'll tell her story, there are 3 things keeping Alice's head in the game. 1, Alice genuinely likes people, which means people usually like Alice, and she has a whole month to win the legendary woman over. 2, she's ready for this job and the chance to impress her perennially unimpressed family with a serious publication. 3, Hayden Anderson, who should have no reason to be concerned about losing this book, is glowering at her in a shaken to the core way that suggests he sees her as competition. But the problem is, Margaret is only giving each of them pieces of her story, pieces they can't swap to put together because of an ironclad NDA and an inconvenient yearning pulsing between them every time they're in the same room. And it's becoming abundantly clear that their story, just like the tale Margaret's spinning, could be a mystery, tragedy, or love ballad, depending on who's telling it. Okay, so the blurb is good. I honestly feel like I'm way more interested in Margaret's story than I am in Alice and Hayden's romance. I don't really care. Also, I hate the name Hayden. I know a guy named Hayden. Don't like the name. But I'm kind of interested in Margaret's story. I would like to know what the deal is with her. But low-key, I could just Google it. I wouldn't read this book. I already told you guys that. I would not read this book. As far as contemporary romances go, I think it sounds like there's more of a plot than just romance. It sounds like there's actually a plot going on. And I like that. So, you know, it doesn't sound terrible. I'm not going to read it, though. Next one is another contemporary romance, and that is, it's called Problematic Summer Romance. It's by Ali Hazelwood. I know Ali Hazelwood, never read her stuff, but I know her. I know of her. I've never heard of this book though, which is funny that it's popular. I know like Deep End and the one with the wolf bride. I know those 2 were popular, so that's kind of what I was expecting, but this is what I saw. Never heard of it before. I don't like the title. I will go ahead and say that. Problematic Summer Romance. I don't like the title. I'm sorry, but let's look it up and see the blurb. Okay, so apparently it's part of a series, but it's like a romance series, and oftentimes romance series are just like slightly connected, but they follow different characters, so I believe that's what we have going on. It says, Maya Kilgore is 23 and still in the process of figuring out her life. Okay, basic. Connor Harkness. I feel like I've heard the name Harkness before, but I don't know where. Like in a book, I don't know. Is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. Okay, so we have an age gap. We have a 15-year age gap. I am not one for age gaps, guys. 23 is young. 23 is young. 23 and 38, I don't know. It's a little iffy, but we'll see. It did say it's problematic, so. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman. So it's like a big thing. This is like the big thing. I don't like that. Successful biotech guy and struggling grad student. Brother's best friend. It's her brother's best friend. Are you serious? And the girl he never even knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Ooh, ew, don't like that. Don't like that. Any relationship between them will be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life. I like that they recognize that this is problematic because I agree. I feel like there are many issues here. But not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. Okay. When Maya's brother decides to get married in Tormina, she and Connor end up stuck together in a romantic Sicilian villa for over a week. There, on the beautiful Ionian coast, between ancient ruins, delicious foods, and natural caves, Maya realizes that Connor might be hiding something from her, and as the destination wedding begins to erupt out of control, she decides that a summer fling might be just what she needs, even if it's a problematic one. I think if I read this book, I would want to rip out my eyeballs. No offense to Allie Hazelwood, no offense to anyone who's into this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's a big fat no for me. It's never gonna happen with a capital N. Moving on. Next book on here is Project Hail Mary. I don't recognize the title, but I saw a picture of the cover and I do recognize the cover and the author. But I don't know what it's about. I've just seen it. Like, I don't even know where I've seen it. I just know I've seen it. Maybe just at bookstores. I don't know. But I have no idea what it's about. Oh my God, it's 4.5 on Goodreads. That's like crazy. With 850,000 ratings? What? Okay, that's pretty good. It's sci-fi. I'm not super big on sci-fi. It's not my thing. But let's see. We'll see what the blurb is. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. High stakes. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he's been asleep for a very, very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but 2 corpses for company. Eek. His crewmate's dead, his memories fuzzily returning. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurtling through space in this tiny ship, it's up to him to puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down and the nearest human being light years away, he's got to do it all alone. Or does he? Okay, I like the insinuation with that last line. I have to say, I am intrigued. I am curious where this is going to go. I'm curious what the or does he means. Who does he meet? What's going on? Are there aliens? Is there somebody else from Earth? Is there an alternate planet? What's going on? Okay, this actually sounds good. I'm not opposed to reading this. I don't like sci-fi, and I extra don't like space. Space books are not my jam. I always don't like them. But you guys might be able to convince me to give this one a try. It sounds good. And I do believe I've heard good things. And the rating is really high. People really like it. So maybe I should add it to my list. We'll see. Comment down below what you think. The next book on this list is The Night and the Moth, which I have heard many things about this one. I don't have it on my list, but I've seen it everywhere. It's like a big release. It's sapphic, I believe. I don't really know what it's about, so let's read the blurb. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the kingdom of Trom's windswept moors to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. When Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. I like that line. Apparently I was wrong and it's not sapphic. That's okay. A little disappointing, but fine. Yeah, I don't think I'd pick this up. Doesn't sound like something I'd be into, but again, the ratings are pretty high and it seems like fine. Like I don't have anything against it. I feel like it could probably be a good book. I just don't think I'm gonna pick it up. So moving on. Next one is definitely one that I've heard of. I feel like everyone's heard of it at this point, and that is Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I love John Green. I've never read a John Green book, but I love John Green. I don't think I'm gonna read this one. It is nonfiction and it's about tuberculosis, and as much as I want to be into it, I don't think I'd be into it. I feel like I wouldn't like it, but we can read the blurb anyway. So the full title is Everything is Tuberculosis, the History and Persistence of Our Deadliest Infection. Very medical, very like, I feel like it's gonna be very fact. And I know based on what people said about it that John Green does a good job of like making it interesting, but I just feel like I'm not super into medical. I feel like I wouldn't like it. The ratings are 4.44. I think that's cool because it's like 444. That's nice. Okay, let's read the blurb. Tuberculosis has been entwined with humanity for millennia. Once romanticized as a malady of poets, today tuberculosis is a disease of poverty that walks the trails of injustice and inequity we blaze for it. Okay, that's a banger line right there. In 2019, John Green met Henry, a young tuberculosis patient at Laka Government Hospital in Sierra Leone, when traveling with partners in health. John became fast friends with Henry, a boy with spindly legs and a big goofy smile. In the years since that first visit to Laka, Green has become a vocal and dynamic advocate for increased access to treatment and wider awareness of the healthcare inequities that allow this curable, treatable infectious disease to also be the deadliest, killing 1.5 million people every year. I did not realize tuberculosis killed that many people. I didn't realize people still died of it. I think that's crazy. I think it's good that he's telling the story. In Everything is Tuberculosis, John tells Henry's story woven through the scientific and social histories of how tuberculosis has shaped our world and how our choices will shape the future of tuberculosis. It's a really cool premise. I think it sounds super interesting. I definitely think it's probably worth reading. I think you'll get a lot out of it if you read it. It sounds very well planned out, well thought out. Sounds like it has a great point going for it. Medical stuff sometimes freaks me out, guys. I'm sorry. I don't think I'd be super into this. I feel like I would be scared reading this, but it sounds super good. Sounds interesting. I probably could be convinced to read it. I feel like this is something I would read like for a class and I would enjoy it. Like, you know, that makes sense, but I wouldn't choose to read it. I don't know. But yeah, no, it sounds good. Sounds good, guys. The next one on the list is called The God of the Woods. I've never heard of this, so let's look it up. It's by Liz Moore. Never heard of her either. Whoa, there's like pink drips going down the cover. Not sure what that's about. Let's read the blurb. Early morning, August 1975. A camp counselor discovers an empty bunk. Its occupant, Barbara Van Laar, has gone missing. Barbara isn't just any 13-year-old. Ooh, okay, we're young. We're young. I like books that focus around young people. I do. She's the daughter of the family that owns the summer camp and employs most of the region's residents. And this isn't the first time a Van Laar child has disappeared. Ooh, drama. Barbara's older brother similarly vanished 14 years ago. So before she was born? Never to be found. Ooh, okay, it sounds interesting so far. As a panic search begins, a thrilling drama unfolds. Chasing down the layered secrets of the Van Laar family and the blue-collar community working in its shadow, Moore's multi-threaded story invites readers into a rich and gripping dynasty of secrets and second chances. It is Liz Moore's most ambitious and wide-reaching novel yet. Okay, so it's a historical mystery thriller. Okay, it actually sounds really interesting. I feel like I want to know more about it before I'd get it. I feel like I'd want to hear some more things from other people just because I haven't heard of this, so I don't know if people really love it or not. The ratings are pretty good. It's rated 4 stars. It sounds interesting. If you read it, please let me know because I feel like I could be convinced. I could definitely be convinced. Yeah, the blurb sounds good. The next book is called Caught Up. I don't know what this is. I've never heard of it, so let me look it up. I believe it's this one by Nevessa Allen. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. It's a second book in a series, it looks like, but it's romance, so I feel like it's gonna be, you know, not really tied to the first book, and it is labeled as dark romance. I hate dark romance. I really hate it, so I don't think I'm gonna be into this, but we'll read the blurb. I wanted this woman, and I was a man who always got what he wanted. Are we serious right now? I don't think I can do this. I'm scared. Nico Jr. Troshi knows Lauren Marchetti is off limits. She has sweetness and laughter, whereas Junior exists in a world of violence and depravity. I already hate it, not just because of the whole dark romance thing, which I do hate, but also because he goes by Junior, and my mom calls my dad Junior, and they're divorced, by the way. They don't like each other, and she calls him Junior, and so it's kind of freaking me out. I kind of really hate that. Men like him don't get to have women like her. It's why he pushed her away back in high school and kept his distance ever since. Okay. But when Junior looks Lauren up online, he discovers the shy, bookish girl he remembers is gone. In her place is a strikingly beautiful woman whose social media is filled with scantily clad pictures of herself and a connection to a nearby play club. Junior's innocent curiosity quickly turns into a dark obsession. Ew, he's a stalker. Watching Lauren from a distance isn't enough. He needs to make her his. Oh my god. Guys, this is freaking me out. I hate this. I feel like if I read this, I would want to kill myself. I hate it. It sounds so terrible, but there is more. He's ruthless, a walking red flag. Good thing red is my favorite color. Are we serious right now? Are we so dead ass right now? Guys, I can't make this shit up. Lauren is intrigued by the mystery man who keeps showing up at her club, who tempts her white-hot desires. Ew! But as their flirty online messages stir up a deeper form of connection, Lauren worries she's developing real feelings for this brooding stranger. As their combined desire ratchets up to a breaking point, who will seduce who? Guys, I really wish I could get back the time of my life I spent reading that blurb, because I hated it. I hated it. I will never be reading this book. No hate to anyone. That sounded terrible. I'm sorry. I think I would rather sell my soul than read that. No offense. Let's move on. The next book is one that I have heard of, and that is Remarkably Bright Creatures. My stepdad is actually currently reading this, I believe, and he's awesome. He has great taste in books, so I will see if he enjoys it, and then I might actually borrow it from him and read it because I'm excited. I haven't read the blurb. I know it's about octopuses, and by the way, yes, the plural of octopus is octopuses and not octopi. If you say octopi, you sound like an idiot. It is in fact octopuses, but we don't need to get into that. Anyways, heard great things about this book. Let's read the blurb. Let's see. After Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working in the night shift at Sowell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son Eric mysteriously vanished on a boat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Yikes. Tova becomes acquainted with curmudgeonly, I don't know how to say that word, Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors until he formed a remarkable friendship with Tova. For the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared. What? That's so cool. And now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. That sounds great, and I know it's told by the perspective of the octopus. That sounds sick. That sounds so original. I don't think I've ever heard of a book like this before where an octopus solves a murder. That's so cool. It sounds sick. I'm gonna wait till my stepdad finishes reading it, and if he likes it, I'm gonna borrow it from him because it actually sounds so good. Sounds great. I'm into it, guys. And then the last book on my list is My Friends. I've heard of this one. It's Frederick Bachman. I've heard of Frederick Bachman, but I've never read any of his stuff. Don't come at me, guys. I just haven't. I don't really even know what type of stuff he writes. Like, I haven't looked into it, but I've heard great things. So let's read the blurb. The world is full of miracles, but none greater than how far a young person can be carried by someone else's belief in them. Oh, that's sweet. Most people don't even notice them. 3 tiny figures sitting at the end of a long pier in the corner of one of the most famous paintings in the world. Most people think it's just a depiction of a wide expanse of sea, but Louisa, soon to be 18 years old and an aspiring artist herself, knows otherwise. She's determined to find out the story behind these 3 enigmatic figures. More than 2 decades before, in distant seaside town, a group of teenagers find refuge from their bruising home lives by spending long summer days on an abandoned pier telling silly jokes, sharing secrets, and committing small acts of rebellion. These lost souls find in each other a reason to get up every morning, a reason to dream, a reason to love. Oh, that's so sweet. Out of that summer emerges a transcendent work of art, a painting that after a chance encounter in an alleyway will unexpectedly be placed in Louisa's care. She embarks on a surprise-filled cross-country journey to discover how the painting came to be and to decide what to do with it. The closer she gets to the painting's birthplace, the more anxious she becomes about what she'll find. Louisa's complicated life is proof that happy endings are sometimes possible, but they don't always take the form we expect them to. So I don't really know what it's about. It says it's contemporary fiction, literary fiction, adult summer. So based on that summary, not quite sure what it's about. It kind of feels like maybe like a little slice of life type thing. It feels like it's got themes of like youth and love and friendship and that kind of stuff, which, you know, nice, sweet. I don't think I'd pick it up, not gonna lie. My number one ick is that why is Frederick Bachman's name bigger than the title? Not a huge fan of that, but it's okay. It's okay. We can move on. It sounds interesting. I think it sounds like it could be a good book, but it doesn't really sound like something I'd be super into, so I don't think I'd pick it up. But yeah, those are the 10 most popular books this week on StoryGraph and whether or not I would ever read them. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.